Today on Marketing in 10, I'm talking SEO and giving you my strategy for winning at SEO in 2022.
This is Marketing in 10 with your host, Jim Lastinger. Real-world marketing strategies and tactics, all in 10 minutes or less.
Hey everybody, it's Jim Lastinger. Welcome to the next episode of Marketing in 10. Today I'm talking SEO strategy from a pretty high level. So what does a winning strategy look like right now, and how has that changed over the last couple of years? So first of all, the ultimate way to win at SEO hasn't changed. The bottom line is that you need to do everything you can with your website to make it good for the user. That means fast, easy to use, and extremely valuable. So that's the table stakes. You want to have your website, everything on your website to be valuable for the user. If your website doesn't load quickly and isn't easy to use, then you're just not going to do well with SEO. And likewise, if users don't find your content valuable, then you'll never do well from an SEO standpoint. So those are kind of the table stakes SEO items that every website needs to address first. Once you kind of feel like you have those things under control, then you can start thinking about some of the more detailed kind of SEO strategies and best practices that you typically hear. But I want everybody to just understand that right from the start, that you've got to have those table stakes items taken care of. So the first thing, let's look at your page load times and scores for the core web vitals. I recommend everybody take care of the low-hanging fruit there to improve your site speed. Get your site to load as quickly as possible. Do as much as you can yourself. And once you start running into issues that would require you to work with a developer or something outside of what you can already do or outside of the expertise you already have on your team, then you can kind of slow down and figure out where those speed issues kind of rank on your list of SEO priorities for the year. Next up is valuable content. This is something I've harped on content quality for years, and that's not going to slow down anytime soon. If you want people to come to your site, you need to have the best possible content. You want to make sure that you're answering questions that users might search for. You want to provide insights, maybe even thought-provoking kind of insights that will generate conversation. Your goal should be to create content that's so good that people feel compelled to share it. That's a good rule of thumb, creating content that people feel like they need to share. And the next thing I want to talk about is focus on building your brand. Your brand itself is becoming increasingly important in the SEO world, so you'll want to build that brand recognition. And one way to do that is to be active everywhere you can be. That means having active social channels, having a YouTube channel, creating a podcast, etc. There are several different ways to get your brand out there and grow your following. You don't necessarily have to do all of those things, but at least do a couple of those and kind of pick and choose what makes most sense for your brand. The larger your following, the more people you'll have searching for your website, and ultimately the better you'll do with your non-branded search terms. So there you have it. That's my high-level SEO strategy for this year. Don't get stuck in the weeds with details like on-page SEO and link building if you're not handling these more important kind of higher-level issues first. Those kind of things are the icing on the cake, not the cake itself. As usual, I will have show notes and a transcript available at jimlastinger.com/46. And I would appreciate if you'd take 2 minutes to rate and review this episode or this podcast. I would greatly appreciate that. That helps me grow the following and help more people, which is my ultimate goal for this podcast. And as a special bonus for my listeners, I've created a free guide that shows you exactly how to manage your Google Ads accounts in just 30 minutes a week. And this is the process I teach my coaching clients, and includes everything you need to be able to do to run a profitable and sustainable ad account. You can download this for free at jimlastinger.com/guide. That's jimlastinger.com/guide. And there'll be a link in the show notes as well. That's it for this episode. I'll be back soon with another episode of Marketing in 10. Until then, have a great day. Take care.